All right, so a couple problem-solving spots for today. The first one is, this is all in a Ravel Sonatine, by the way. The first one is this little run that is very short, and but it's tricky and it's a fast tempo. So in slow motion, it's like this. 2, 3, 1. So, not too bad. Now I am going to do, a lot of people would just build this up very slowly with the metronome, notch by notch. But as many of you have heard me say this, I don't believe in doing that, because you can inadvertently, especially in the slower tempos, be building in odd tension things and time and distance from like the keys or your instrument, because you have time to do that when it's slow. Won't work when it's fast. So anyway, so instead of just building it up slowly or just doing it over and over and over and over again until you get it right, this is what I do. And you have probably heard me talk about it. It's called, I'm going to do, well, it's like an add a beat thing. So the first thing I do is I do the first beat to the second beat. So starting on the first note of the first beat, ending on the first note of the second beat. And first I do it super slow just because I need to be keeping track of, okay, what's going on and where do I start and stop. Okay, and I land and hold that first note of the second beat. So I'm anchored. I love anchors. You've heard me talk about anchors. Okay. So now that I know what I'm doing, I'm going to do it a little bit more musically, and then also just quickly bring up the tempo and keep it light. And I'm checking my efficiency. Am I coming up like this? That can be a bad habit when you change hand positions, but nope, I want to keep it as close to the keys. My left hand was tense that time. Okay, not bad. Then, I'm going to do it one more time. Now I'm going to do it from the first note of beat 2 to the first note of beat 3. I went to the wrong note in the left hand. I caught myself. There we go. It's farther away than the first time. It skips a note in the arpeggio. That's good to note. And then I do first note of beat 3 to the downbeat of the next measure. And what I'm noticing is that before, the left hand goes up to an A sharp, but here it goes up to an A natural on that last part of the arpeggio. Okay, so then once I can do that, I should speed it up. Keep it light. And I'm really trying to just figure out, to do it fast, what's the choreography, so that I can do that fast without having to build it up slowly. Okay, let me do it beat to beat fast now. Ooh, I came off the key at the end of that. See, I don't want to do that. Stay. Stay. Okay. Now I'm going to do beat 1 to the first note of beat 3. I'm going to slow it down first so I can keep track of what I'm doing. Okay, a little tenuous. I sped it up. I probably shouldn't have. Calm. Okay, I'm checking now about efficiency and speeding up at the same time and keeping it light. And because I had kind of anchored and done the beat to beat, when I get to that second one, I feel anchored. So I'm not just like, freaking out and trying to get to the end. All right, so now I'm going to start, this is a little trickier. I'm going to start on beat 2, the first note of beat 2, go to the downbeat of the next measure. So that's stringing together 2 beats at a time. So they're sort of overlapped. I have to do it slowly first. Here's where you end on the A. All right, and I also try to start memorizing it too. Okay, not bad. I just noticed I'm doing a lot of this at the beginning of the grouping, and I should not do that. Just start on the key. Okay, not bad. And I just had a question mark in my head. Does that last note on top, does that have an accent? And it doesn't. It is fortissimo up there, so there's a crescendo. But I don't have to strike it from above. All right. So now that I've done that, I'm going to do 3 beats together. So from the first note of beat 1 all the way to the downbeat of the second measure. Thinking of those anchors. Oops, that was probably too fast, and I lost concentration at the top. Oops. There we go. Okay, I have to do it 3 times in a row without any like squabbles. I had a little squabble at the end of that one. So start again, reset the counter. Okay, that was 3 times in a row. Really pretty good. So there you go. That's how I do that.